Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I put up a video, life got in the way. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this game, and I figured out what I want to do is I want to kind of, I don't want to play on the very top meta, not because I don't really want to, I just can't, seriously, and honestly, I work 40 hours a week, I have a job, I just can't afford dropping that much money, and I'm not going to pretend to be one of those pretenders, you know, who just borrows the cards for events. I'm not going to be that guy. So I decided what I want to do is I want to build rogue decks and do well with them, just kind of like it's always been my MO. This has nothing to do with any of that, though. This is just a deck I built for pure fun. It is a Exodia build. It's one using a Magical Library, and pretty much you don't really even duel people with this deck. You kind of sit down while you're watching TV, watching some Family Guy, whatever you watch, and you sit down, you know, you're kind of paying attention to the show, but you just play out the deck. You can actually sit without an opponent and win, quote-unquote win with it. You won't see Exodia in competition anytime soon. One Day a Piece didn't make the deck broken or anything like that, so if anyone's saying, oh, Exodia is so good now because One Day a Piece just totally made it so good. No, that's not true. I think One Day a Piece did make other decks good, kind of gimmicky decks, but not this one. I mean, it made it a little bit more consistent, but it still sucks at the end of the day. Probably FDK about 6 out of 10 duels with it. So I want to go ahead and see if I can get an Exodia on the camera. I know people like seeing this deck being played, and I feel like mine's built properly. I do have a proxy. If you see a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in here, just know it's a Toon Blue Eyes. Actually, I'm running the Toon tables crap too. So we'll go ahead and see what we drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We did get it. The Exodia that we wanted, excuse me, the Royal Magical Lever that we wanted, so we'll go ahead and play it. Whenever I play a spell, it gets a counter, max 3 counters. And when I get 3 counters, I can actually remove 1 to draw a card. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to play Toon Table of Contents to get a counter and search out another Toon card. And we'll just get another Toon Table of Contents. To get another counter and draw yet another Toon Table of Contents. You're now at 3 counters, and we can go get that Toon Blue Eyes with the last one. So we'll get Toon Blue Eyes, which is Galaxy Eyes Photon right here. So that's an easy way to get 3 counters. If we had traded in our hand, it would have made it even more broke, but we didn't. So we still have some work to do from here, but we have a good start. So we'll go ahead and play Royal Magical Library's effect. By removing all 3, we can draw 1 card. We did get a Pot of Duality, which is awesome. So we'll go ahead and Pot of Duality for 1 counter. See what the next 3 cards would have been. Broken Bamboo Sword, One Day a Piece, and Upstart Goblin. I am going to grab this Broken Bamboo Sword because it's a great card to get early on your Magical Library. And we already have a Golden Bamboo Sword to put with it. Broken Bamboo Sword is an equip spell, and does absolutely nothing. You actually gain 0 attack, I think, is what it says. Let's see. The equipped monster gains 0 attack. I don't know if you can see it. But whenever it's on the field, you can play a card called Golden Bamboo Sword, and you can draw 2 cards. So it's kind of good for the deck, because you get 1 counter for playing it, and then you get another counter for playing its counterpart, Golden Bamboo Sword. We'll draw 2, and get a counter. We are now at 3. We'll remove 3 to draw 1 card. We'll play Upstart Goblin to draw 1 card. We can now trade in this Galaxy Eyes Photon, Toon Blue Eyes, whatever you want to call it, to get another counter and draw 2 more. The decks can get really easy from here, guys, just with the hand setup I have, so we'll go ahead and keep playing it out. We'll play another Golden Bamboo Sword to go to 3, draw 2 cards. Use its effect to draw 1 more. This goes down to 0. We will play yet another Golden Bamboo Sword. This will go to 1. We'll draw 2. We can now Destiny draw this Dreadmaster. 2. And 2. This one 2. And we can now use Trade In on the Dogma we just drew. Dogma. 1. And 2, this goes to 3, use its effect, draw 1. This goes back down to 0, we'll play Upstart Goblin for 1. 1 Day a Piece for 2. Upstart Goblin, draw 1. Get 1, then a Day a Piece, draw 2. Or that goes to 2. Sorry if that was confusing there, guys. kind of confused myself. I mean, actually, all we need is the Exodia head, and we kind of win here. So we'll go ahead and trade in this Dogma. This will go to 3. We'll draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. And we can start using Darkworld Dealings. Did we go to 3 yet? Sorry guys, I'm kind of confused here. Draw here. Now we can use Destiny Draw. Draw 2, 1 and 2, and we just drew Exodia. Sorry that I got confusing there. I kind of confused myself with one of my plays, but I believe if you go back and look, I did everything properly. Drawing Exodia. First turn, you really don't feel like you won, because all you did was draw cards, and I don't know. I think it's pretty shitty. Pretty shitty way to win. But it's actually fun just to kind of play dust with yourself. So there's Exodia, first turn. That's how the deck works, you know, and just build it just for fun. It's not like you just because you have a deck built, you have to use it against your friends. But you know, whenever that one really scrubby guy shows up at locals, he's like, "Hey, dude, do you want a duel?" And he's the guy that you really don't want touching your good cards. You can just play this deck against him, and you won't ever really need to touch your cards because you either FTK him or scoop.